Investment and trade.
Product, service,
Right.
Okay. We start at 3 or 3 something, right?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. So yeah, we do a new homework.
No, this is
gonna be.
Spice Express are not in case introduce for you. So we can
chocolate กับอะไรนะช็อกโกแลตเค้กเป็นไส้เค้กอันนี้รู้มันจะเผ็ดทะเลเหมือนทะเลบ้านเราทะเลบ้านเราเขาบอกมันอะไรมันมีอะไรเป็นตัวหมดเลยรู้ไม่ถูกปะ
It also has now started the border trade with Myanmar. It is going to the government of India has drawn up very ambitious scheme of connecting Mizoram with the port in Myanmar and further to Thailand. We have this state, Mizoram, is very rich in bamboo, as was already discussed earlier. Bamboo is one of the main natural resources of the Northeast. We have more than 50% of India's bamboo lies in the Northeast, and the government of India is giving a lot of focus on developing the bamboo sector. A national bamboo mission has been incorporated just a few months back. A number of incentives are being given by government of India to promote the bamboo sector. We need technological interventions, and we need, although we have traditionally been working with the bamboo as a handicraft, but we need design investment, and I think there is a good prospect for collaboration between Thailand and Northeast companies in this area. And as I had stated, I am personally involved in setting up a bamboo technology park, where if anybody wants to go and set up a bamboo-based industry in the Northeast India, we will give you the land in one day. You just have to tell us that I want land to set up a bamboo-based industry. You will get it the next day. And then it has got medicinal plants and agriculture, horticulture, and food processing is also rich in Meghalaya. Tourism I will not touch because already it has been discussed in the earlier session.
Thank you, Ms. Lalrajinsi, for your very informative speech, as well as giving a lot of insights on the opportunities in the Northeast. I will take one of the important messages that you have made here is on the technology. I think we all know Thailand is quite advanced in terms of innovative technologies, and this is one area that needs some kind of engagement, particularly on institutions that are working in our region, in the Northeastern region, to have collaborative programs on innovative businesses. And we have Kuntalan, we will also introduce some of the innovative best practices in our next session. Thank you once again to you. Now we move on to our technical session, where we'll be discussing on the investment opportunities. We have five speakers, two from India and 3 from Thailand. They will highlight on the investment opportunities, and also on the Thailand policy on investments. So may I now request Mr. Abhijit Borwa to please come on the stage, please. I would also like to invite Mr. Ajay Gupta, please, and Dr. Pongot Amiraj, please. Kun Prim, Dr. Thana. Before we begin, I would like to request each of the panelists to briefly introduce their work, their organization, with a round of brief introduction, starting from this.
Good afternoon, everybody. Radhika. Namaskar. I'm from SpiceJet Group. So SpiceJet has various verticals which I represent. So first of all, we are planning to. We already have 5 flights coming daily into Bangkok from various cities, and we are soon starting flights from Guwahati into Bangkok. So that will be a major boost to tourism as well as industries out of Northeast region and more cooperation with Thai industries. Thank you so much.
From Thailand Board Investment, we are government agencies under the Prime Minister Office. We are promoting investment into Thailand. Also, we are supporting Thai overseas investment, but for the Thai overseas investment, we don't have tax incentive because we think they can get the incentive from the governments in the countries that they are doing business.
Good afternoon. I am Abhijit Borwa. I am a businessman from the Northeast India. My business interest is mainly in the area of industrial gas manufacturing, like oxygen, nitrogen, acetylene, hydrogen, etc. We are also into providing service to oil and gas sector. That is, we have several large oil exploration companies operating in the Northeast, so we provide services to ONGC, Oil India, and such large companies. I am also associated with the Bamboo Technology Park, where we are providing the infrastructure for use by entrepreneurs to set up bamboo-based industry. I am also the co-chair of Confederation of Indian Industries Northeast Region. Confederation of Indian Industry, that is shortly called CII, is one of the prime industry bodies of India. We have branches all over India, including several branches in Northeast India, and we work very actively with the government of India and with various state governments as well as embassies abroad to promote business in India, and particularly my job is to promote investment in the Northeast.
My name is Prim Chicharompon. I actually, like him, has many hats, and he actually has more hats than I do. So the first one is I chair the Thai India Business Council, looking after Thai private sector who are interested to invest in India. And I also am an investor in India as well. My company, Allied Metals Thailand Company Limited. We are a small company with very, very many big customers, and we create solutions for the food and beverage industry, for basically the food and beverage world. Our concentration is on the kitchen. So we actually design, build, and maintain kitchens in the region, and South Asia, India being one of the area of our operation. So we build hotel kitchen for the hotels and the restaurants. And we've been in India for a good 10 years. Thank you.
So good afternoon. I have only one hat. I'm from the Institute for Small and Medium Enterprise Development. So basically, we under supervised by the Ministry of Industry. As you know, that my job is SME, so we develop the SME. My part, my message today, we're gonna have two messages. One we share with Ms. Lai Rodingi, the tourism model that we're looking for some investment from international and locally. The second part is that how we're going to cater and bring our SME on the overseas road. This 2 years we export, we bring our SME to Europe, India, China, Hong Kong, and Japan as well. So there will be some platform that for Thai SME here maybe join in. And for the investment opportunity, you can see from my tourism some models that how we're gonna. We bring some listed company in the stock market to go down there, and they're looking for some investment opportunity there. And probably that's gonna be some exchange model with the Northeast India later on. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. And we move on to our discussion session now. We have participants belonging to the business sectors. They are investors, traders, and also government officials here from Thailand as well as from Northeast India. They are looking forward to different opportunities, not specific to their sector, but to diversify their business as well. So we will have the presentation from the Indian side first. Then we will have the Thai part, and we will be bringing around 15 minutes of time, and I will give you the signal when you are crossing the 10 minutes. So we try to limit the time within 15 minutes of talk, and once we finish all the speakers, then we will open up for question and answer session. So to begin with, may I invite Mr. Abhijit Guru to kindly tell us your views and your remarks.
My presentation is based basically on the opportunities of investment in the Northeast India. It is a state-specific presentation. And let me start by saying that if you are considering investment in India, I'm sure you are, which is why you are here, then Northeast India is probably the best destination for investment in India, particularly for the SME sector. We are privileged to be at the core of India's development story. India is very much aggressively promoting the Northeast as an investment destination. As you can see, we are here today to promote the Northeast, and I can assure you that whoever is going to go to India to do investment in the Northeast will receive the best of the help that can be given. We are here very much represented by the Northeastern Council. We have Government of India here, and they will go out of the way to promote to investment in the Northeast. There are schemes specific to the Northeast that are not available in any other part of India. For example, we have the Northeast Investment in Development Scheme, under which there are a lot of incentives given in the form of tax rebates, capital subsidies, interest subsidies. There are a lot of benefits that are being given to the Northeast, which makes it the ideal investment destination in the whole of India. And as you are aware, India is right now the fastest growing economy of the entire world. So anybody who is thinking of going global cannot really think without India. And when you are thinking India, you must think Northeast. let me start with talking about the Arunachal, the first state, which is Arunachal Pradesh. This is the biggest state in the northeast. The main area of investment in Arunachal is the hydroelectric potential. There is 57,000 megawatt of hydroelectric potential in Arunachal Pradesh. And most of it is untapped, only 2% of it has been harnessed. So, this is an area where I would request you to take a look. The second area which is important is the oil and gas. Now, Arunachal has a good reserve of oil and gas, and I will spend 1 minute on the oil and gas sector, which is common to all the states of the northeast, most of the states of the northeast. In India, the policy of investment in the oil and gas sector has been liberalized to a large extent in the last few years. Nowadays, foreign companies are allowed to invest freely in the oil and gas sector in India, and many foreign companies are working in India, including in the northeast. And we have the government of India has decided to make available natural gas in every nook and corner of the country, including the northeast. There is a large pipeline project which has been launched. I think today is probably the day the Prime Minister of India is going to start it in Guwahati, in the northeast, whereby the gas, apart from our own gas, the gas which is imported from abroad, LNG, is going to come through a pipeline to Guwahati, and from Guwahati it is going to go connect to every state capital of the northeast. So in another maybe 2 or 3 years' time, natural gas will be available in every state capital of the region, and which will supplement our own oil and gas resources in the several states like Arunachal. For some of you may not be aware, but Assam is one of the first places in the world where oil was discovered, and we have a refinery which is operating for more than 100 years now. So our region is very strong, very rich in oil and gas. The state of Assam, Tripura, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, all are literally floating on oil and gas. Then we have food processing and exotic foods for this region, like kiwi is now being grown in large scale in Arunachal Pradesh. We have started making wines from kiwi, and these are the areas where Thailand has a lot of expertise. Food industry, food processing industry, horticulture is very advanced in Thailand, and I can see a lot of collaboration between the two of us. Then after that, we will tourism. I will not talk about, and handloom and handicraft again is a common all over the northeast. The next state we will go. Next state is Assam. Now Assam is the largest in terms of population in the northeast. 68% of northeast population is in Assam, and it has also got the biggest city of the region, which is Guwahati, which is an international airport, and which has also got a ICD, the inland container depot in Guwahati, so that you can send goods to, say, Calcutta port, and from there you can take it by train. The containers can be taken by train to ICD in Guwahati. And now in terms of the potentials, the one sector which I would like to emphasize is the education sector. Because we have a number of good educational institutions in Assam. We have got the IIT at Guwahati. We have got several universities. We are Today, the Prime Minister of India is going to lay the foundation stone for a medical institute, the All India Medical Institute, which is the best known brand of in India for health education. That is going to start, the construction is going to start. That again brings me to another aspect, which is the construction. Now this is one aspect where Thai companies are very strong. As I know that Thailand companies are very strong in construction, and the Northeast, Assam and other parts of the Northeast, we are doing a lot of construction work. We have got now hundreds of kilometers of roads have been planned. The entire region, I left out the Arunachal Pradesh. We are now going to have major roads going across the Arunachal Pradesh from one end of Arunachal to the other end of Arunachal. We have got 4-laning work going on in Assam, and we have got the railway broad gauge work, railway electrification work. So in terms of construction opportunities, this is it's a gold mine. For Thai companies, it is worth a look. It's worth a visit to see what kind of construction work is going on. We are going to have several bridges being constructed over the river Brahmaputra. Brahmaputra is the major river of India, and it's one of the major rivers of the world. And several bridges are under construction now over the river. And I mean, each bridge costs maybe $1 billion or $500 million. So there are a lot of investment, a lot of construction opportunities are available across the Northeast. Healthcare, I touched healthcare. Now we have very good healthcare facilities, and I know that Thailand companies are investing in healthcare sector in India. They have joined Singapore and also probably Thailand. Singapore companies are investing in India in hospitals, collaborating in because Indian healthcare sector is a very growing sector. We have very good hospitals, and many more hospitals are coming up because we have a huge population, and the income of people is increasing rapidly. So people are now aspiring for world-class healthcare facility. So the number of hospitals are coming up in the entire region. So this is a two-way situation. One is Thai hospitals can go and invest in the Northeast, and as well as we can talk about the medical tourism, patients going from here to India for hospitals, or even from India to Thailand, that can both sides can work. The next state is Manipur. Now the speciality of Manipur is that it is connected to Myanmar. It shares its border with Myanmar, and it has the largest land station, border station between India and Myanmar at Moreh. So when we talk about trade with ASEAN by the land route, it is Manipur which is the most advantageous position. They are the gateway to India when we are talking about the land route. Another area is the healthcare. Again, hospitals in Manipur are well advanced. It is one of the states is probably the second after Assam in terms of advanced healthcare facilities, and a number of patients from Myanmar are already going to hospitals in Manipur for treatment. And the government of India has recently also allowed patients to come with a visa or at the border for treatment in Manipur hospitals.
Namaste. Good afternoon. Swadikap. Very happy to see all of you on this special occasion of trying to bring Northeast India and Southeast Asia together. Dr. Bongkot Anurodh, Deputy Secretary General, Board of Investment. Ms. Lalro Devi, in charge Tourism and Industry, Northeastern Council, Government of India. Kunprim Chitcharon Pong, President, India Thailand Business Council. Dr. Thanan Abhivandana Pong, Vice President, ISMET. Madhurya Dutt Kumar Datta, Mekong Institute. Dear friends, very warm welcome to all of you. And thank you for showing the interest on our objective of getting Northeast India and Thailand together and integrate our economies. As many of you are aware that Northeast India has 8 states. They are generally called 8 sisters. Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Manipur, Nagaland, Mizoram, Sikkim and Tripura. And their location is very strategic because 98% of the boundary of these states and this region is with foreign countries, other countries, Bangladesh, Myanmar, etc. So they have a very much inherent potential. So the government has decided that to bring development into the region, it is important to bring connectivity, encourage people-to-people contacts, and revive cultural links which we used to have in the past. So this is part of India's Act East policy. As you are aware that we have a Look East policy since 1991, but with the present government which came into power in 2014, decided that just not looking at East is not enough. Let us also act on what we have been doing for last 14-15 years. So as part of this, these are the efforts which Government of India is making. And the most important element of this is to improve the physical connectivity, which is through the trilateral highway, Friendship Highway between India, Myanmar and Thailand. The highway starts in Manipur in a place called More and comes up to Mysore in Thailand. And of course it further continues, and the future plans are also to connect with other ASEAN countries so that the movement of goods and people will become easy. Of course, as you know that India-Thailand relationships have been very good. We never have problems. It is always a positive relationship. There is no up and down. It is only up, up, up. So, and of course, there are many facilitating factors for doing more trade between our countries, particularly the connectivity. Generally, businessmen are very busy, as they are called businessmen. So, busy people cannot afford to travel long. So, from Thailand, from Bangkok, business going to Brazil or going to Mexico, maybe taking 1 day, half day, but they can reach any Indian city, 17 Indian cities within 3 hours. Of course, the present buzzing word is cities of Northeast, which are only 2 hours. So, which may be less than the travel distance from north of Thailand to south of Thailand. So that is the close proximity we have, and not only just close geographical proximity, but excellent connectivity. As I said, 17 cities with 340 flights a week between the 2 countries. So businessmen have everything ready, only that willingness to take little bit extra risk to go and try. So this also not too much of risk because it is in close proximity, similar culture, similar lifestyle. So generally businessmen want similar lifestyle and they are comfortable. So all these factors are in our favor to do more trade for both sides. And of course there is a bilateral investment treaty, double taxation avoidance agreement. So all set to do more business. So I hope with this effort of Northeast reaching out to us, and this will continue from both sides, and hopefully we'll have some useful deliberations, and particularly the companies representing EastMed, etc. So for them it is particularly suitable, this region, because this region did not go through much of industrialization, and a lot of raw material and agricultural products are available easily, and they can be processed, they can be exported into the remaining part of India, the neighboring countries. As I said, 98% of the border is the foreign countries. So that is excellent place we are now situated to do more business. I'm sure that this particular event will facilitate more interaction, more business, and we'll come together. I think, of course, tourism also. There was an effort made in the morning session to tell about that how we can encourage people-to-people movement. So that will complement this business-to-business relationship also. So with these few words, I wish to thank everyone for being here, and wish this seminar very successful, useful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Ram, for your welcome speech, and also quite informative speech for our entrepreneurs here. I'm sure we will get good support from the Indian Embassy, the way it has been done for the last 2 days, with a lot of effort bringing in people and also supporting for building up networking among the business people. Now may I request our next speaker, Ms. Lalro Jainji, who is in charge of Tourism and Industries, Northeastern Council, to give the keynote address. Thank you.
Respected Dr. Bangkok and Sir Upper Ramu and other delegates today, and good evening everyone. And I'm so happy that I can be here in spite of very last minute decision. Actually, I did not know that I would be coming here. Our secretary, Mr. Ram and other advisor was supposed to go, since I had many work there in office because of year closing. I thought I will not go, even though this program is sponsored from my sector. And but then I think I did not make a wrong mistake. Seeing all the interesting faces and a very bright smile from the Thai people, and I think I'll go back with a happy feeling one day that I made a decision for coming here. And Sir has given about Northeast, and now I'll be talking a little bit about Northeastern Council, who is one of the sponsor agencies there. We are under the Government of India, and our office is in Shillong. We took care of the 8 Northeast states for the social and economic growth. And we mainly work with the state government, and the state government used to come to us for all type of help. And we do have our guideline, and based on the guideline, we get a proposal whatever we receive, and accordingly we used to give assistance to the state. And this particular program is also actually, we made it as a NEC event, and we are very thankful that Embassy of India has helped us a lot in the execution of this thing, and we are thankful for the 12 members also, because we Northeast people, we always have biological linkage or with the Thai people and also Korea and all the Southeast people, because somehow we are so similar in culture and in our way of life also. That is why, like, we stay in, like, when we go down to Delhi and all, they think that we are not from India. And we have to explain in such a way that we are also India. But I'm basically from Mizoram. And only 5 months back I joined NEC. And many of the Delhi people did not know where Mizoram is. When we talk about Lotus, they think that the whole North is 8 states, which has different culture and different location and different lifestyle. They think that we are one. And if I have to tell about Mizoram, I have to take a long time to explain it to them that Mizoram is also India, that way. So that is why, like, if I think this similarity can be utilized both from India and from your side also. And now the government of India has made a Make in India policy, and in line with that, they are making a Making Northeast policy, which is supposed to come up, and based on that, to promote that Make in Northeast, there's a new scheme called Northeast Infrastructure Development Scheme. When we look at the NEIDS, as an officer from Industry Department, actually I was not happy, but only today I realized that this is necessary. Because if we look at the NEIDS, the local entrepreneurs' benefit was not there much. But only thing you see is that the benefit for the investor. So, which means Government of India is trying to attract numbers of people to come and set up industry in Northeast area, which will be supported with this NEIDS. And if you can look at it, you'll find that this is mainly made for the attraction of the investor. But then for the local people, I thought it's not good. I was thinking like that. But today I realize that this is very much necessary. And under Food Ministry of India, you see Sampada scheme, which is also been very good for the investor to come in, and because many things like granting aid and some back-end support and front-end support is also available. And as Sir has mentioned it, we do have resources. The maximum resource we have is bamboo, particularly my state, Mizoram. And 14% of India bamboo resources is from Mizoram, and next to it is Tripura. And we do have numbers of bamboo, out of which we have not yet make out how to utilize. We have started timber, bamboo floorboard and all this thing, but then because of lack of technology, maybe I think we cannot compete China. So maybe if you can come with technology, the resource, raw material is available abundantly. And we have the Northeast, the whole Northeast, the climate is very good, anything can be grown, anything. In Mizoram, last year they have, 2 years back they have started dragon fruit. Now Mizoram has become popular because of dragon fruit. Any type of thing can be grown in the Northeast. So maybe if someone can come with food processing technology, you can have your contract farming, you can have your processing unit there, and your market is, as rightly said, Bangladesh, India itself, you can cover everything from Northeast. And also in handicraft, and handloom and handicraft, we are quite strong, and we have a very, very peculiar inborn talent, which is a color combination. And we never make a mistake in color combination, I think, which is very essential for the textile industry. So I think even till now, weavers are still doing a manual thing. No, they are not utilizing a computer, even that they don't make a mistake. That type of inborn talent is there, and if you can do a little bit technology adding, then I think it's going to be a real good thing. And handicraft, we have a traditional knowledge on it, skill on it, which of course has to be boosted up. But then again, handicraft also, because of maybe the slim finger is very useful for all these things, and we are doing quite all right, but then our problem is that we cannot have a mass production because of unorganized industries, and whenever we get a bulk order, then we fail to supply because we are very young in the development. We need to learn it from the, I think, already developed countries, maybe already developed organizations, and for that, if someone can come, I think mutual benefit should be there. So we, NEC, Northeastern Council, Government of India, is there for all of you to help you out if at all you are interested to come and have your setup, and you can contact me, and if you want a particular state detail or someone to contact with, then I can help you out, because we are there for the whole Northeast state only. Our main job is to help the 8 Northeast states. All of them are like, we do have a contact, and we tell them like we can make you link with the whole Northeast state, any one of the state. Any particular state, like when you Google it and find it, and if you find anything in any state interest to you, then you let me know, then I'll work on it, because I'm in charge for the tourism and industry promotion. And I'm so thankful that today, seeing all of you, and I'm hoping that with this today's program, a beginning of economic growth for the Northeast should come. And thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Mr. Abagani Ramu, the Chief of Mission, Embassy of India in Bangkok. Ms. Lal Rodingi, in charge of Tourism and Industries, Northeastern Council, Government of India. Federation of Thai Chamber of Commerce, the Federation of Thai Industries, senior government officials, business leaders from Thailand and northern states of India. A very good afternoon to all of you. And I welcome all of you to this seminar on trade and investment opportunities between Northeast India and Thailand, being organized as a part of the Northeastern India Festival 2019. My name is Madhujat Kumar Datta, and I belong to the state of Assam. And I'll be moderating the session today here. And I'm working as a Director of Trade and Investment Facilitation at the Mekong Institute. Mekong Institute is an intergovernmental organization established in 1996 with a mandate of promoting sub-regional cooperation in trade and investment facilitation, in agriculture commercialization, and connectivity and innovation. So we operate in 6 Mekong countries, including the People's Republic of China, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam. Today's seminar on trade and investment opportunities between Northeast India and Thailand sets the objectives to enhance awareness on trade and investment opportunities in northern state of India and Thailand, and also to identify the challenges and to suggest measures to promote trade and investment between northeastern Indian states and Thailand. And it will also serve as a platform to exchange innovative ideas and information that facilitates trade and investment between the countries. And then try to establish linkages between the northeastern states and Thailand businesses. We have structured the seminar in 3 parts. In the beginning, we will start with the welcome address by the Deputy Chief of Mission, Embassy of India in Bangkok. That will be followed by the keynote speech by the in charge of Tourism and Industry of Northeastern Council. Then we will have the technical session by the key experts from Thailand and Northeastern India to speak on the investment potential, as well as on connectivity in Northeast India with the ASEAN countries, and also on business environment and Thailand investment policy. The final session, we will have 4 speakers. That will be a product-specific interaction with the leading entrepreneurs who have come all the way from the northeastern state of India. Through this business seminar, the participants will be able to identify business partners on wide range of business opportunities, and it's also able to access information on relevant contexts for enhancing their business profile and networking capabilities. We will try to end the seminar sharp by 5 o'clock because we have another function that will start that we already be on by 3:30, so we'll be able to participate there. So may I now request Mr. Abagani Ramu, the Chief of Mission in Bangkok, to provide the welcome speech, please.
Nagaland. Nagaland is a state which has got a lot of minerals, including oil. Now, oil is one area which is not fully developed, not fully exploited in Nagaland. There are a lot of potentials for developing oil in Nagaland. It has got coal, it has got limestone, and various other minerals are available in Nagaland. And it has got a lot of these medicinal plants are available in Nagaland. Then the food processing, again, food processing is a lot of potential in food processing. And then honey, as I was saying, the state is now producing about 400-500 metric tons, and there is potential to take it up to 5,000 metric tons. Bamboo again is another area in Nagaland. Handloom, handicraft, of course, again is a common theme all over the Northeast. Sikkim. Sikkim is a state which is the organic state in India, the only organic state in India. So this is a state where only organic products are grown. So, now organic food is becoming very important in our lifestyles today, and Sikkim is the leader in India in organic food. It is also the pharma hub. A lot of pharmaceutical companies, I think about 20 to 30 pharmaceutical companies are operating in Sikkim, and they are doing very well. So pharmaceutical companies can consider Sikkim for investment as well as Assam. Food processing is, as I said, is mainly with the organics sector, and it has also the common theme of handloom and handicraft is there. Yes, and healthcare is in terms of setting up a hospital. You can think about hospitals in Sikkim. Because right now that is an area where it is not much developed. I think with this we have covered the Tripura. Sorry, I left out Tripura. Yeah, Tripura is one of the major area in Tripura is rubber. This is the second highest producer of rubber in India. First being Kerala. So this is currently 85,000 hectares are under rubber production, plantation, and then it is expected to go almost become double. So this is an area, if there are companies in the rubber business, this is a good area to go into Tripura. And it is also very advanced in bamboo. It has got a large bamboo-based industry. There is a bamboo park in Tripura also. And the third area is in food processing. It's got the pineapple. Now pineapple, Thailand is very strong in pineapples, and in the Northeast, in India, the state which is very strong in pineapple is Tripura. It has got its own varieties of pineapple with its own GI index, geographical index, all that. So these are maybe the pineapple processing as a potential area. So I think think with this we cover most of the Northeast. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Burwa, for highlighting the opportunities in each of the states, 7 states in the Northeast, 8 states in the Northeast India. When I left India, it was 7 states. Now Sikkim has been added. And I think it's important for us in the Q&A session for you to think how this can be done, because we know these opportunities are there. You highlighted more in details. And the next line of thought would be how can it really make happen in terms of sharing information with the Thai investors. So this is something we should discuss in the Q&A session. Now we move on to our next speaker, is Mr. Ajay Gupta, who is General Manager of SpiceJet. So may I request you kindly provide your remarks and insights. So you prefer to go there? We will limit your time 15 minutes.
Everybody, it's very difficult to match up a distinguished speaker like Mr. Barua. Coming after him, it was a lot of challenge. But I will keep my presentation very simple. I don't have any slides as such, due to primary reasons that we basically provide connectivity to the people. Now here, SpiceJet has a various means of connectivity which we are putting up in Northeast. Primarily, like this, the flight which is going to start from Guwahati to Bangkok. Then interconnectivity from Guwahati to other areas. So we are providing not only 8-seater seaplanes, which we are going to use from Brahmaputra and connect to other areas. These seaplanes can take off from water and can land on short strips and other things. So this will promote a lot of tourism into Northeast, and we are also talking to the golf resorts, around 11 golf resorts which are there in Northeast, and they are more than 100 years old. So they are heritage golf resorts. The only negative point or the shortcoming is that they are 9, but they have a lot of potential. So the point is that SpiceJet not only being a logistic arm and passengers, to promote various ventures, we also have a vertical called Spice Fresh. In Spice Fresh, what we do is we aggregate fresh fruit and vegetables from Northeast and bring and take it to not only mainland India, but export it to like Hong Kong. And we also plan to do it in Bangkok. Yes, Bangkok is a big challenge because Thailand itself is a very big producer of fresh fruit and vegetables. But we have certain seasons where products like lemon, oranges and all, they are available very, very cheap in Northeast areas. And particularly the mandarin in India, the lemon from Assam, it's a seedless variety, they are very much in demand. So we can use our flights which are coming to Bangkok to bring those products into Thailand, reprocess it, and maybe take it back or further re-export. So these are the ideas what we are working at. Now coming to connectivity, Guwahati and Bangkok will be just less than around 2 hours when we fly. And the way we can have a lot of cooperation, lot of information and hand-holding among each other. Particularly in this, as we said about in the food industry, we can talk about tea. As Mr. Barwa just mentioned about honey. Honey cultivation is a very, very big idea where we can really promote in the Northeast. So these are the areas where we can work on. Phytopharma is another thing, and we will require a lot of expertise from Thailand companies who are into this cultivation and other things, because we have vast areas in Northeast which have these old herbs and all, we are good, but not in an organized manner. We may like to get into an organized manner where Thai knowledge can be of some help to us. So I will keep my basic presentation or this discussion very short. And I will again thank everybody who were here to come, who have come here. And I hope that we can Spice It will be able to give a lot of support, not only in terms of logistics, passengers and other things, wherever you want, and we will be ready for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta, for introducing your new connectivity flight between Guwahati and Bangkok. I think it will open up a lot of opportunities for the fresh produce and as well as for the tourism sector. So I think this morning we might have discussed with the tour operators, right? That is definitely open up because Northeast India, I think in Thailand is very less known. Not many people are aware. For India, it is Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, and Budgaya, of course. But this is another area. I think it will also be a new addition to the tourism, basically for the surfing tourism. Thank you once again, Mr. Gupta. Now we move on to our next presenter to share with us about the business opportunities and Thai policy, investment policy.
Okay. Good afternoon once again. I will keep my presentation brief. First, start with why Thailand. Board of Investment, we do a lot of activities to promote investment in Thailand, and okay, just to explain to you about why Thailand and the new economic model, the Thailand 4.0 that the government adopt right now, and then the area, the Eastern Economic Corridor, the area that the government has put a lot of effort into it, and some statistics on Indian investment in Thailand and the BOI services. Just to give you some figures, our GDP per capita at the moment is about $7,500 US, and I think the economy is going quite well at 4%. And for the business environment, the corporate income tax right now is 20%. Just to give you the information that I think you know very well that we are a member of ASEAN, Southeast Asian nations, and this year Thailand is the chairman of the ASEAN countries, so there will be a lot of activities going on in Thailand this year. Just to give you some idea about Thailand 4.0. The idea came out around 2-3 years ago. And what is Thailand 4.0? Our economy has developed for, I think, almost 50-60 years, and we have started with a focus on agriculture, and that's the time of Thailand 1.0 or 1.0. And then later on, we adopted light industry using cheap labor costs to produce products for export, and that's the time of Thailand 2.0. And then currently, we are in the period of Thailand 3.0, when we have started to produce more sophisticated products and some heavy industries. But that's not enough to get our country out of the middle income country track. And if we want to join the developed countries, we need to do something more. And that's why the government came up with the new economic model of Thailand 4.0. We would like to introduce more science, technology, innovation into our production. Just go back to the slide, to the last slide a little bit. And the vision of the new Thailand is that we would like to join developed economy within the next 20 years. And GDP per capita, we hope to reach 16,000 in the next 20 years, and probably annual growth about 5-6%. And the government has have identified the targeted industries under the Thailand 4.0. We have already identified 10 targeted industries, 5 existing industries that we would like to introduce or more technology and innovation into that area, such as automobiles or electronics. But that's still not enough, and the government now focus on building some new industry into Thailand. That's robotics, aviation and logistics, healthcare and wellness, and digital industry, which is very important for the modern economy. Now, for Thailand Board of Investment, we are government agencies, as I have already informed you, and our major tools to promote investment in Thailand is the tax incentives. But also we provide non-tax incentives as well, such as we allow foreigners who are going to do business in Thailand and who are promoted by BOI to have the land ownership. And for manufacturing activities, almost all activities, foreigners can have 100% ownership, but for services, there's still some restriction. Apart for the tax incentives program, the major tax incentives is the corporate income tax holiday, and another one, the exemption of import duty on machinery. And also, if you need to import materials or equipment to produce for export, we also can give you exemption. Under the current scheme, we have standard scheme. That's the product-based tax scheme. We give you tax holiday depending on the importance of the activities of the products, and maximum years of exemption is 8 years. But another group, and we focus more on technology development, so in this group you will get more tax holidays. It can be up to 10 years. But again, we also have additional package for area, and if you locate your factory in certain area, we give you additional incentives, as well as some merit activities. You will get additional incentive as well. I go through this, we skip this slide and go to the EEC. I'm not sure whether you have heard about this. The Eastern Economic Corridor covers 3 provinces in the eastern part of Thailand. It's the area that's already the industrial area of Thailand, but the government is going to build more infrastructure in this area. We're going to have high-speed train for the first time in Thailand, linking 3 airports in the eastern area. We're going to expand our deep sea port, and going to expand the Utapao airport, build it into the eastern airport city in the future. And we're going to have some smart cities in this area. The targeted industries in this area is the same as the one under Thailand 4.0. That's the 10 targeted industry. And we do have, for all 3 provinces in the Eastern Economic Corridor, not everywhere that we will give you incentive. We have identified certain area, 3 groups of this area. And perhaps I would like to explain a little bit about the EECD and EECI. This show you the EECI. I stand for innovation, because we're now focusing more on technology development. So we think that we should have some area for research and development. So this is the area that we have identified to be a cluster of innovation and technology development. Another one is the ECD. D is for digital. So we have identified certain area for digital park. So companies, investors investing in this area, they will have more incentive. And India is very strong in digital economy, so I think I really would like you to consider doing business in this area. And this is just the timeline of the major projects in the Eastern Economic Corridor. I think 3 years ago when the government started to speak about this, people doubt whether it will be realized, but the high-speed train project already started the government is going to finalize very soon who's going to get the bid. Okay. And I skip this part, yeah. And Indian investment in Thailand. Unfortunately, India is not in the top 10 investors in Thailand, but it depends. In certain years, you are 15, you are 16, or sometimes drop a little bit to more, even under 20. But I think India it's a big country, and you have a lot of natural resources. You have a lot of potential, and I think in the future, when you have developed your industry, I think you will become very strong and probably can be a major investor in Thailand as well. I skip this one. And last one, just introduce you BOI services. We have one-stop service center. If you want to do business in Thailand, you can contact this office. And we also have a one-stop service for visa and work permit as well. If you're promoted by BOI, by Board of Investment, it's very easy to get the visa and work permit. And also we have a unit for industrial linkage development. If you're looking for some business partner, especially in terms of parts and components, you can contact us. This is just the exhibition we organize every year in terms of parts and components. And we have one office in Mumbai, and you can contact our director over there if you need some further information. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bangkok, for giving us the details about the BOI services and the incentives, and as well as the point of contact, because I think for our investors, BOI is the first point of contact. And the opportunities, particularly in the digital economy under the 4.0, it's open up a lot of opportunity for the Indian firms, particularly we are emphasizing on Northeast India, to come and collaborate with the Thai counterparts here. Thank you once again. Sorry for keeping you waiting because he's in a hurry. Yeah. So now I give the floor to you for your speech.
And everybody want a piece of you. So actually, I may not have many information to offer. Everybody is an expert, but I just would like to share my experience doing business in India, and that's where the Indian Embassy has asked me to do it on several occasions. So it's an honor and a privilege to have that opportunity. I think I've already introduced myself, so you can skip the slides. Skip that. Okay, next one. So let me begin with this one. Actually, what I would like to share today, just in case somebody here in the audience would like to invest in India, a lot of people, I would say, skeptic, they're afraid of investing in India. They don't know what to do, and when we look at India, we see a lot of opportunity, but how do you address the opportunity? Of course, you're scared when you don't have the experience, when you don't have the knowledge. So when I went to India in 2007, a lot of people told me, said, you're very brave going to India. I went and asked one of my Indian friends for advice and see if he has any advice to give me. He said, not really, you are braver than me, I'm Indian and I don't dare to go back. But you know, if you look at what we have done, you know, from 2007, a rep office, a branch office, and finally a subsidiary in India, I have taken my time, okay? I went, it's not that I was not scared, you know. Between 2007 and 2009, I can always pack my bag and come back because it's only a rep office and it's only a branch office. But in those days, it's very difficult to get information, especially, you know, going to India. Today you have big data. Today India is different because it's very digitalized. So those days I thought to myself, you know, in order for me to do something in India, I take a deep dive, okay? And I'm actually very, very lucky because I service a very niche market, which is hotel. I address the hotel sector. Those days I went to India because India was giving a promotion by their equivalent to BOI. So any establishment that earn dollars, they can invest basically tax-free. Okay. So my company is 50 years old, so we went through the same phase where BOI promote tourism and then bring in investment from abroad, giving incentives. So we went to do that. So the first time around, India is big, so we thought, okay, this is exciting, it's big, but what do we do? So we carve out our niche, and we say we only service metro city and 5-star only, which means metro city or the big city, you know, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, and then 5 stars only. So we went only to the 5-star hotels. Why? Because I'm a very small company. Well, maybe not SME. I'm pretty much a medium size, but my customers are big. You know, my customers are Marriott, Sheraton, Hyatt, where they need the standard. And we have the opportunity in Thailand to work to those standards before. So we basically just replicate that in India and brought the industry, pretty much upgrade the industry in India a little bit. The first project I took in India was Grand Hyatt Mumbai. When I quoted my equipment, my stainless steel from here, everybody was shocked. It's like, we told you to do stainless steel top and steel legs to save money, but you actually are 15% more expensive, but the whole thing is stainless steel. I was like, this is a Hyatt. I service Hyatt around the region, so I cannot give you anything less. I'm very sorry. So if you would like to comply to the standard, I'll see if we can balance the price and your investment. So that's how it starts. So if you look at this, you go to India, you look at the market size, it's big. You have 1.3 billion people, 30% of which has disposable income. That's 300 million. That many times, 5 times bigger than Thailand. So you don't have to be like hawking and conquering the whole market. And if you look at GDP and GDP per capita, I'm not an expert, but I think BOI can tell us also that it's up and up, and it's growing. So next slide, please. So from the day I was there and today, India has changed a lot. Today you have Make in India. I'm thinking about making my product in India. I'm still exporting right now. India has smart city, so the development is pretty much current. You can see the policy of India. You have Clean India. Indian government know that what they have to do. They have to make a ground for people to come and invest and produce in India, given the size of the market, it makes good sense for investor to have a factory there. You start to have smart city so that life is easier and you are up to date with technology. And everybody talked about India and hygiene, cleanliness has always been an issue. So here you have, they come up with the policy. So it's not that the Indian government don't understand. They fully understand what their drawback is, and they're keeping everything up to date. Okay. So when I first went there, it was not easy going, trucking my equipment from one state to another. So you pay tax along the way, right? Today GST is easy. Okay. Today I have more customers coming to me to do business in Indian rupee because of GST, so they can claim tax. The bankruptcy law, and I must, I admire India for this, that India do take good care of small and medium-sized enterprises. With the new bankruptcy law, it's easier for the smaller company to really address the issue if they have it. So basically, the policy is pretty much harmonized. Okay, of course it takes time. It's a big country, and then when you go to India, next slide please. Well, I still say 7 sisters here, but it's 8 sisters. Okay, so before when I arrived at the lobby, it was 7 sisters. When I came in, it's 8 sisters, so it's good. So anyway, we welcome another sister. When we invest in India, India is basically 29 countries in one. So what do you do? I think you have to identify the area, actually what you would like to do, and then go to the area that would help you prosper in what you do. So if we take a good look of the 8 sisters, yes, oops, I'm sorry, you cannot see that. But in this area, especially of India, it's very culture rich. People are very hospitable. You have actually one of the rank, I read it somewhere, but I forgot the rank, but you're one of the biodiversity hotspot of the world. Okay? Untouched nature, pretty much a clean environment, and very fertile soil. So, if you do invest in 7, 8 sisters, okay, from our point of view, or from my point of view, looking after India with the Thai Indian Business Council. So, if this is the environment and the landscape, then tourist industry is good. Hotel and restaurants would be good, because when you have tourists, you need infrastructure. My business will be good too, kitchen equipment, because if you have the tourists, then it will be good. Leisure facility is good, if somebody wants to do like shopping malls or some, you can do nature to an extent, but you maybe, have some, when you have tourists, you have shopping, right? And then you can do like a water park or things like that, maybe coming later. Service industry will be good. Agriculture and food processing. I think everybody who went before me has already enlightened us on these areas. So they're experts, and you can go and talk more with them. So with the next slide, I would like to share with you what I see of India. The opportunity is endless. Market is big. You saw the numbers. Price is very competitive. It's one of the areas where the price is very competitive. But your compensation is the volume. Okay? Your compensation is the volume. And, I think India has, the Indian consumer has certain requirement that if you really look into it, yes, price is competitive, you have the volume, but you can also do something that caters to India. Know-how is essential. Without know-how, the local would want us to go and exploit their land, without giving. So from Thailand, I'm sure many businesses, especially the company that is part of the member of Thai India Business Council, can offer you a good knowledge and know-how. Know who is very important. I survived 10 years because I know a lot of who's. It's basically you need to know who to go to when you have certain issue. Okay, I don't mean this in a scary way, but like Thailand, you have to know who, and things will be a lot easier. And culture is what you need to master. You need to know the culture. You need to understand the people. You can't really stereotype and say, okay, well, India is 29 countries in one, right? So culture is different, and then you cannot say that, I have this happen in Delhi, that it would happen in Mumbai. I actually went to one wedding a few years ago, my friend's wedding, the very first Indian wedding I went to. I had my friend from the north, from Delhi. He called me and said, they told you to come down at 7:30, so don't come down at 7:30. Wait until I call you, because it will start later. Okay, you have to understand that. Then I had another batch of friends from Mumbai. They were scratching their head and they said, yeah, in Mumbai we normally start pretty much on time. So, it's different. So that's what you need to do. So my little tip to the investor, and I think this not only works in India, it works everywhere. But first, you look at India as 29 countries in one country. You take your corner, you take your pick. What you want to do, so that determines where you want to be. Then you understand the market requirement. You create value for customer. In India, you have to think big, but you start small. That's how you eat an elephant one bite at a time. So, and then you perform to an international standard, although, where you need to, which always helps. And that gets you a little premium. And then you prepare to educate the market. Okay, you have to share your knowledge. You have to share your know-how. And people will understand what you are giving. And then you have to know how to create the demand. So for me, my view on India is, India development is now or never. India knows that. That's why there's a lot of policy for India, developing India, advancing India. So for people who have not invested in India and would like to invest in India, interested and looking and exploring in India, I can tell you that in the next 5 years, the investment in India is also now or never. Okay, you don't want to go later when everybody else is already there. So investing in any emerging market, in any country, is to help them fill the gap and to help them upgrade the industry. India is no different. It's the same. You go to another emerging market, it's the same. 20 years ago, whoever invested in China, you have to do the same. Okay? So investing in India to me is helping India to grow and growing with India. I leave you with the last thought that, how do you look at India? You have to look at India with open heart, open mind, and have a little faith. You can go, you can explore, you can experience, and I'm not sure I can guarantee, but I don't think you will be disappointed. So come invest in India and invest in 8 sisters. Now that I come in the door, there's one more sister. Thank you.
Thank you, Kunpreet, for a very excellent and inspiring and motivational speech, sharing your experience working in the since 2007, and this is I think 12th year of your business, and we wish you all good luck. And our friends from India are there; they will definitely help you around, and we welcome your investment in Northeast India as well. Your kitchen, your next kitchen will be in Assam and other northeastern states as well. Thank you very much. Now we have our next speaker, Kuntana. He will share his perspective related to a tourism model that is quite interesting.
Thank you, Mr. Dhaka. In fact, in the beginning, I'm not prepared for these presentations about the tourism models, but since we have people from the tourism area, so the first part of my presentation will be a bit about the tourism model. Why? You showed me that you have a craft industry, you have blah 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 industry, but in our model we integrate that into one single area. So we not just develop separately, but we integrate that in the same value chains. Okay, let me show you that. I've been assigned by the Ministry of Tourism of Thailand that, hey guys, you go down to the Krabi. For Thai people, you know Krabi, that is in the southern part of Thailand, and pretty much that Krabi rely on the tourism. And again, they pretty much rely on the what we call beach economies because they have sea, sand, sun there. So the place that I've been assigned to is the poorest one in the Krabi province. That are no mainlands that connect to the sea. They have only the spring. So in Thailand, we've been experienced the number of tourists from a few millions up to 10, 20, and now 30 millions. It's already damaged our environment. Sea, sand, sun has been overused. So we have to find another new engine drivers. We call it the spring. Spring is the onset. Let me show you with this, and then I will elaborate a little bit more about how we do that. In fact, in the beginning, I'm going to give a brief introduction about my agency, but I'm not going to waste your time here, so I move to the other slides, not this one. Okay. Tourism models, creating new tourism space, part-time new investment opportunity. When I've been assigned by the Ministry of Tourism, I talked to the permanent secretary that, hey guys, look some models that are like government just invest half of it. The rest take the public, the private to help invest. So I have to create a model that not just rely on the government only. So this model I have to sell to the investor. I have an investor from Singapore, I have an investor from Bangkok, and the giant wellness or healthcare business that go down there and look for some business opportunity as well. Go. You give that other thing.
Thailand is one of the world's top leading destinations, having welcomed 32 million tourists per year, gross 5 trillion baht. Krabi, a dream destination for relaxation, is one of Thailand's top 5 provinces tourists like to visit most. No less than 7 million tourists from around the world visit Krabi annually. Over 28,000 international flights per year from around the world fly to Krabi. Domestic flights from Bangkok, Chiang Mai, and Koh Samui fly to Krabi. Krabi is increasingly known as Salt Hot Spring Town, Krabi Hot Spring Waterfall, or even Krabi Emerald Pool. All mentioned of which are in Klong Thom district. Klong Thom, a precious gem hidden in Krabi, is a promising opportunity for investors. Following the government's strategic policy from 2016 to 2025 that aims to make Thailand the world's medical and wellness hub. By developing hot spring routes along the Andaman Sea. Klong Tong has been cut and polished to be the world's future medical attraction, owing to its full potential for developing into Thailand's town of hot spring spa and prototypal town complete with health tourism. Klong Tong is Krabi's hub that links tourists from Ao Nam to Koh Lanta and other famous beaches located only 30 kilometers from Krabi Airport. It is a tranquil district replete with significant natural resources, such as scattering emerald pools, hot waterfalls, hot springs, and hot clay beach. Importantly, it has a salt hot spring, one among just a few in the world. Klong Tong salt hot spring is perfused with minerals at rightly high temperature and sulfur-free that help slow blood circulation, relieve strained muscle and tension, detoxify the body, mitigate joint pain, beriberi, rehabilitate paresis and paralysis, balance high blood pressure, and rejuvenate the skin. The government has thus developed Klong Tong District by connecting touristic routes in 7 sub-districts. Better public utilities and facilities that include mass transit system, parks, central farmers markets, distribution center, information center, community and touristic learning development center, constructing city gates, beltways, and stopovers, as well as turning Ma Muang Port into a gateway to the Andaman Sea. Development exigent areas are the Big Three, which are Klong Tong's main tourist attractions that include development projects of hot waterfall, emerald pool, salt hot spring, and Pradut Port to effectively cater for a multifold accrual of tourist and town expansion in the future. A municipal market and a cooperative will be created with the areas along the canal and the Klong Tong River, which link these 3 sub-districts, developed into a port and a route for rowing boats and traveling by water as well. Besides, Klong Tong represents a world-famed archaeological site and ancient port where oodles of ancient beads aged over 3,000 to 4,000 years were found. It is attributed with interesting nature, inclusive of forests, mountains, caves, and sea, all of which can be arranged into a number of touristic routes and activities, both as sports and adventure. These include nature study trails, visiting waterfalls, kayaking, boating to observe mangrove forests or archipelago, and scuba diving. The local way of living is simple, charming with unique culture and handicrafts, including indigenous fresh seafood. Truly captivating to tourists. It corresponds to multiple activities and new investments, whether they be hotels, resorts, restaurants, supermarkets, department stores, tourist attractions, massage spas, complete health centers, or eco-based accommodation. Klong Tong Hot Spring Spa Town, a genuine well-being, sustainability, and new.
So we've been working for this project 1 year, and we want to turn out from the poorest area to be one of the most opportunities for investments. Now we have private company that plan to invest about 1,000 million baht in the next 3 years. And this project has been proposed to the cabinet approval last year by Mr. Prayut as Prime Minister. I hope that they will get it on. I have one hat, but I work with different ministry. And that one is work with the Ministry of Tourism now. What's next that I work for the Ministry of Industry. When we're talking about how to get the SME out go to the overseas market. We have the story, we have the strategy. We've been discussing in the ADB before that my principle of taking the SME out is under the theme of urbanization. Have you known that now globally the GDP of the globals coming from the mega city or the big city? So that's why we look into this. We have two different economies. The other side is the LMVT. You know that we have around the middle income about 100 million. And the next is the South Asia. Approximately they have a middle income in 400 and 500 million. My agency is not supposed to do the exporting only. I'm not the department of exporting, but I'm the SME development. That's why I want to promote the trade transaction. So this is the platform that we would like to have an SME as a platform, get connected to both. So I do with the China now. China, I'm not only going for the China and look for the exporting, I'm looking for the importing as well. So I'm the bridge between import and export, China to Thai, Thai to China. And then, yes, we do some incubating or capacity or capability building for SME. This is a list, like Khun Ping said, that know how, know who. We already say that no network. So this is quite a program that we done last year, and this year we're gonna do more on that. Like Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Somkit saying that internationalized SME is our main objective. So this means that we have to go out now. We have 60 million people population in Thailand. That's not enough anymore. In fact, that in Thailand we now have 100 million people plus 30 for tourism. Plus CLMVT, we have more than 200 million already. So this size, we can work with the Indians that this is the gateway to the CLMVT. Here's. I'm sure here is the life cycle of the international market, but it's not cannot be shown on the not this one. This is the activity we have done to promote. Now we are first we start in this. We promote the German market, India, China, and pretty much that we have people who look for the Indian market and they go to this event as well. In fact, I want to go to another slide, but that cannot be shown here. I don't know why. I don't know why. That's okay. That's all right. Just to wrap up my presentation, I know that we have run out of time and people have got to run, right? As myself, I'm not the person that who keen on the Indian market, but we are the government agency who try to promote and get the SME equipped with the know-how and know-who and ready to go to the overseas market. And basically that we just only look for the export. We think it's a win-win situation. So how we gonna work and collaborate with the Northeast Indian. So I'd be happy to, I talked to that gentleman that, yes, we're looking for some product and some goods from you guys as well. And then, by the way, I have these slides. I don't know that if I put it on screen, it cannot show. This is the cycle that we do advise our SME who want to go to the international market. So we advise and we consult them stage by stage on the cycle of business. But this one that I want to show you. this is our direction or our strategy for Thai SME to go abroad with collaboration. I mean that we can do both trading, export, and import. The first one is HHL, Herb, Health, and Longevity. As you say that we are very good at the Medicare and healthcare system. Yes, we love to collaborate with you. And India has abundance of the herbs. It's a good herb down there as well. And Thailand, we now have limited resource of the national of the herbs now. We already produce it. Most of them, or most of the land has already been used. The second part is the local-based tourism. Like I said, I showed you the model before. Now we have almost 10% GDP from the tourism alone. So this is pretty much that we would like to go invest and also look for the tourism as well, tourists. The first part is food service, food product and food process. Yes, last year I've been to the Chennai and happened to meet a lot of the SME development in Chennai in many places, and then they asked me about the food processing, and yeah, that will be the area that we would work it out this year more and more on that. IT online platform and logistics. Since this is pretty much the new business economy for the IT online platform, and India is very good at that. And last time that I went to Chennai, I talked to them as well that Thailand talking about 4.0. We need to leverage on IT and IT people, IT skill. I think that India is one of the best in Asia as well. I go to the Shanghai and I look for the IT. They are very good as well in China, but I think that in IT with India, I got something reasonable price. I would say that. This is my first round presentation. Any Q&A will be happy to talk to. My intention to be here is that we're looking for the partner. I have abundance of SME in my list, looking forward for import and export. So be happy to talk to you.
Before we conclude the session, I would like to open up the floor briefly to take few questions from the floor. So please feel free to put any queries, remarks, or any clarification to our speakers here. Either from the northeast side or from the yes, please. Can someone pass on the microphone? Yes.
My name is Kier Melsepan from Appropriate Consultant. You're a consultant, but I'm interested about the bamboo. I would like to have your land one day. Please help me. How can I have technology? I have know-how. All product bamboo I know very much. Please help me that if I would like to go to your area and develop new product. So how can I get one day to get the land? How many pieces, how many land area can get it? If I require 5,000 acres, it's possible. A day.
Yours is a park, right? It's a technology park.
I'm really delighted to know about your interest in bamboo, and we will, after this is over, we will surely exchange our contacts. But I think when you talk about 5,000 acres, you mean plantation. Yeah. So no, that plantation is not covered by us, but it is the plantations are already there. I mean, you know, you may have to go into some contract farming or some agreement with the farmers to get the bamboo. But I can see. I mean, please let us spend some time just immediately after this so that we can share. We can share our interest.
Thank you, Mr. Burrow. Any other speakers? Yes. Can you please introduce?
I'm from northeastern India, Arunachal, I would like to take on the gentleman's request. On the 5,000 acres, we can give like something more like even like 100 square kilometers. And then we have got a bamboo growing from 15,000 feet to the sea level of 155, 175. And we have taken the special plant from Thailand is bambusa that Tulda Espa. Espa we have been cultivating in Arunachal Pradesh, which extends like around 3 months of bamboo shoots to us. And this is a gift from Thailand. But besides that, in our state, we can give, personally, I can also give 5 to 10,000 hectares or acres, no problem, in Arunachal. Because we have got 87% of our land under forest. And most of land is owned by us and our tribe and our own people. So anyway, and then I would like to request Dr. Thanam. Like one of the area which, you know, eastern, we are the watershed of the Mekong, Irrawaddy, all the river, Brahmaputra, you know, and then this is the Three Gorges, Four Rivers project in China and South. And of course, like there was a highlight about 57,000 megawatt power projects in Arunachal. I'm right here, we are against the power projects, big projects. But what we are promoting is like for the eco-service system. What we are giving to the plains of all these people, even in India, so we are trying to influence the government in India that you have to provide something what we are giving, the sand, land, air, and so that's called eco-service system. So what we are trying to do. So because of that, Dabar, one of the Dabar's partner was Mr. Shrestha, who started in Dabar in Sikkim and Nepal. And then if you see the Ayurveda cortical in the Kerala, so that also the sourcing from the mountain, from north, east, west, south of like a belief of the mountain. Say like now in Tibet in China, we have got a plant called Yasang Gambu, is Cordyceps sinensis. After the Cordyceps sinensis, I think the Thailand government also is trying, and they have made a breakthrough on the Cordyceps sinensis. Is a mushroom come warm, like for 6 months warm and 6 months like mushroom caterpillar. So we of course we have got a land mountain from the glacier to the hot tropical to the Piper longiflorium. It's like in Piper, which is their great abundance in the area. So I think I come to Dr. Thanam's area and that we'd like to make a request that we have gotten like thousands of hectares in the square kilometers about your persimmon and then all the fruits like from mangosteen. So the mangosteen we have seen great, I mean lots of things, and then of course like I mean we are open and then we like, I know both of them will be running. So that's what I thought I should get up and then be the first one to ask for that support. Well, we take on that 5 to 10,000 hectares if you want a personal land, and then I've got a land personally also. If you want to make a deal, we can make a deal. If we have to invest, we'll make our money invest. And then we'll like now, we are very excited about the presentation, especially by the Thai. And I hope there are more people like from India and especially Arunachal and so northeast. We can come back again, and then we are very keen on this investment model. And then I was really excited to see the investment in the Thailand, because we have done already investment in Bhutan, and especially with like Aman and then many of the six senses and all, we have handled those kind of clients also. Love to come and look at this, and then looking at this investment opportunity in Thailand. Personally, I'll be working on this. Of course, he's also a very old player. Both of us were there, old player, but of course we can make a difference. Like who, that part, and we can make a difference. And then I like the Mr. Spice Jet, and he has been to my place, and this is the first time he has traded most of my oranges from Arunachal to Dubai and other places, but we haven't met. And I don't go into that venture of capital and festival and all things, but I really salute him also for like doing this business and looking at his area for conversions. So if you could please, I think an organizer for Kun and then their contact numbers to us, so that I know it's busy and then I've just taken your time. But believe me, in Northeast, we have got a money, we have got a time, we have got a thing to area to invest, and that we can come and model. If you give me 2 minutes, I can come with a model for you. I think Northeast is a place like which I like. Thing about India investment, Kun friend. So what I see is that Northeast is the area where they can invest, and then we can enter into a SPV joint venture or something, and from that learn experience. Then you build. You can register your company in Hong Kong, or you can do an investment in the best in Singapore, or like in Mumbai. Just boom, you can play. Or otherwise, what we like to do is we like to come and invest in Bangkok or in Thailand, one of these 4 regions, and then we will go back and invest back into India, Arunachal, or wherever, like in the part, so that it becomes a confidence building activity. And forget the government, forget anything. One-to-one contact. We have got investors in Northeastern region which can come in, pump in, invest, take back, and then look at the market there. Because this, we are already there in the history, business, all way there. We don't have like something like, like different here. So we have come and I'm really in charge. Maybe for investment, I come back and then do something here in Bangkok, or like rest of other parts of thing. I'm here basically to support one of my friends' son, Anshuman Shaikia, and the team. They have been thinking about Patkai Trust. So I was excited, so I just lent up. I've got a small tea company. Of course, Dada is my big brother. He was my broker.
Okay,
and then, thank you very much.
We need to close the session. Thank you very much for your comments and also your offer for the investors. Hope this investment decision takes place, and all support measures from the Thai and Indian government will be there. Before we conclude, I would like to request all the audience to kindly give a round of applause to all our speakers here for sharing their experience and for the time being with us. And I look forward to future interactions with you all. Thank you once again. The session is concluded. We have another very brief session. After this, we will have only 4 speakers to share some their thoughts and experience on certain products and specific products. So please hold on. Immediately after this session, we will continue the next session. Thank you. Our next session is an interactive session. Please hold on, another 30 minutes to go. Then we will conclude our entire session. We have another second round of discussion. This will be an interactive session, not much talking or presentation. We will have 4 speakers. So may I request Mr. Pulak K. Mangal to kindly come on the stage, please. May I request the audience to please stay back in the room and listen to our speakers for another 30 minutes, please. May I request Mr. Balsam Ketan to kindly join us here, Mr. Asam Farid, and Mr. Habib. Give your remarks on I don't think so we require presentation. You can just give an introduction to what your technology center is doing and how this can help in terms of like innovative products and what you are expecting from the Thai industry. to make investments in the Northeast in the cane and bamboo sector.
Namaste. So, sir, actually, we are from this Assam. So we are working on this bamboo sector. Basically, I have to talk with this gentleman. So in this country, my country, the biggest bamboo product is incense stick. So incense stick, and this 5% only we are producing, but 95% we are importing from this China and this Vietnam and Thailand. So we need some kind of technology which helps to produce this incense stick. And we have our stall. There are different kind of handicap products are there. So we have our caster. So we have our many good skilled artisans. So we have our indigenous and product. But if you have some kind of good design and if you need the good product, so skilled resource we have and bamboo we have. So I think no more time, but I have my presentation, but I think no need. So let's visit my stall. It is near, and then we will talk each and all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mandal, for giving a brief introduction. And we are request Mr.
Namaste. We are from Northeast India, Assam. We represent in power sector, education and tea. Briefly, I'll just give us a little bit tea. Assam is the largest producer of tea in the world, and 1/5 of the production is gathered by Assam. So we put a stall in arena where different types of organic hot products and green tea has been placed in the stall, and people can go there and test them. If any inquiry, you can go to your card and you can contact me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Teta. May I request Mr. Habib to kindly share your perspective on ASEAN and Northeast Asia.
Good evening. My name is Habib Mohammed Chaudhry. I belong to Assam, but I live in Laos more than 22 years. So my sector is the plantation. We have the 10,000 hectare, more than 400,000 acre trees. We are in the IT business, we are mining, and the perfume. And myself, I'm ASEAN India Business Council, chair in Lao PDR, and ASEAN mentor for entrepreneur network. So please, if you need anything in the connectivity with the ASEAN or Northeast India, we are always there. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Swarika. Namaste, very good evening. We have less people, but still I'll be very brief. I was asked to speak on just one sector, so I'll just speak on the connectivity sector. We have discussed trade, we have discussed about investment, but I think everything boils down to just one, which is connectivity. If we do not have the right connectivity, I think we are still in square one, we cannot move. I'll be very brief. I am an advisor to the Border Trade Chamber of Commerce in Moreh, which borders Manipur in India and Tammu in Myanmar. I'm a ground man. I basically have traded. I have a Thai company here. I've been trading with Thailand for the past 12 years, and I have a Thai company for the past 7 years. We do investment, related consultancy and trading. I'll just briefly say 5 things about connectivity. Is that in the borders, if you do not have the right information center for clearance of the customs of goods, since I'm into consultancy, most of the time I get inquiries asking me how much is the tax, how much is the percentage, how do I send the stuff. So I personally feel on a government level, And even we have to make our own efforts. On a government level, if we can brief people, basically through our IT, through our land custom stations, which we have, formerly More and Zorinpui, it's in Mizoram, which has actually opened. But I think, like we say, connectivity in terms of IT, in terms of other things also, we do lack. Once that happens, I personally feel we have a long way to go. We still can do it, very much doable. And the storage facility, a lot of perishable stuff when it comes to agriculture products, food products, if you do not have the right storage facilities, especially at the borders, because normally all the big cities are connected away from the borders. If you do not have the right facility, it becomes an issue. So I personally feel that needs to be stressed. And I've gone to Mesot myself here in in Thailand. A very classic example, when Mesot grew, it became, earlier it was a very sleepy place. Now it has become an industrial area, because the moment area grows, the entire system grows with that. We have industries, we have hotels, we have eateries, so a lot of people are empowered when it comes to employment, which I feel every country wants that. I think these are we are running out of time. So I think if anyone wants to share, maybe we can exchange their contact details and we can definitely take it further. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Farid, for sharing your thoughts and providing some information to the limited number of people here. I'm sorry to say this, because the exhibition has already started, the program has started, most of the people are going that side. So nevertheless, it has just given an opening of understanding and interaction and the first point of contact. And I'm just concluding the session here with round of applause to all the 4 speakers. But we will send their presentation slides and talking points by email. And for your information, you may kindly visit the exhibition which have been put up there. And for the business owners from Northeast India and also from this region, through different development projects and development partners that we have in the region, we have created a database that is up and running that any business enterprise can register. We have nearly 3,000 company profiles, and now we are upgrading it to an e-commerce platform. We have recently had an MOU with Alibaba.com. So these are some of the information. You can Google Mekong Institute and the database. Then you can log in there, register your company, and you can do a lot of business networking. So a lot of information are there, and it's free of charge at the moment. So there are a lot of events that take place in the region, and I hope you get time to join some of the events here. And through Mekong Institute, we also organize business forums where we have nearly 1,000 attendees, and we have separate B2B matching, and we create online portal as well as on-site activity on the business matching. And these forums continues each year in each country. This year we have it in last year was in Bangkok. The next event will be in 2019 in Saigon under the Lanchan Mekong Cooperation Program. Similar, we also organize Japan Mekong Cooperation. We have this business database linked with Otagai Association. Otagai is the Japanese word for helping each other. So we have nearly 30,000 Japanese SMEs and they're connected with the business database that we have. So a lot of technology exchange, technology suppliers, and also visits and investments are coming across to this database portal. So we do a lot of things. Gentlemen, I think we have to close and go. I am here until tomorrow. I think yes.
Indian people always demand.
Yes, please.
Before you close up, can you have a photograph with you?
Sure. Yes. Thank you once again to all my speakers here. I could not give you justice to time and your space.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you very much.
You also come. You come.
Thank you. Smile.
Mr. Dotto, yes. Amar sa di ba pare na? Yeah.
Video ครับ say hello hi
Cheers. Hey, Aju do Indian.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Kapul kap.
This is
my phone. Yes, yes.
Sorry.
Thank you for your time. Yeah, I'm very pleased to tell you. I've taken your card, right? Oh yeah, Nanita, hello, Mr. Joseph.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Passing up a